I really enjoy Steve Martin's work, and I do love Christmas films. So Mixed Nuts is one of those films that really had a lot of potential for me, that really could have worked. Having seen it, part of me kind of enjoyed the film while I was watching it. But on reflection, I feel like it's not as good as I felt it was in the moment, and I'm not really inclined to watch it again. Certainly it's not going to be one of those films that I watch every Christmas. So I'm kind of on the fence with how I actually feel about this. I guess the important thing is that I enjoyed the time I spent watching it. The fact that I don't really ever want to watch it again, at the moment at least, doesn't really mean very much. So this film was released in 1994, directed by Nora Ephron, written by Ephron and also Delia Ephron. Stars, of course, Steve Martin as Philip. And the description from IMDb is as follows. The events focus around a crisis hotline business on one crazy night during the Christmas holidays. The idea of a film centred around a crisis line is something that I find really interesting. It gives us the chance to encounter a lot of different characters, a lot of different kinds of people that are going to bring different levels of humour to the film. This is a comedy that is obviously worth noting. And we do certainly meet a lot of interesting personalities who are played by some really great actors. Adam Sandler is in it. That's something I particularly enjoyed. Rob Reiner. Mary Gross as well, but only her voice, which I actually didn't realise while I was watching it. It wasn't until I looked back on IMDb that I realised it was Mary Gross. And also Haley Joel Osment is in it as the character Little Boy, which is a very cute little name. So the narrative itself, the concept of it being revolving around a crisis hotline is something that could have worked really well, and something that I think could have proven to be really quite interesting. But I just feel like the execution of what happened, the characters we met were interesting. I thought they were pretty decent. But what happened with their stories and the chaos that they brought to this, I didn't really care that much. I didn't find it that engaging. I didn't find it particularly funny. It was pleasing and pleasant, but it wasn't really something that I think was very well developed. So in a way, I liked the element of surprise. I think that's what I liked. The not knowing the kind of people we'd encounter and not knowing what problems they'd bring with this crisis line. And Philip himself has a lot of his own issues going on, and that's where a lot of the drama actually comes from. So that's something that I think works really well. But ultimately, I find that it's just a bit too crazy and a bit too chaotic for my liking. Not in the sense that it's hard to keep up with, it's all over the place. And if you like that kind of film, and you like that energy from a film, fabulous. It's not what I look for in a Christmas film. I prefer Christmas films to be a little bit more, I guess, gentle. A little bit more chill. So for me, this is not really a film that I'm going to watch again. But, it's fine. It's not a bad film at all. I just feel like you have to be the kind of person who likes a film that's this chaotic. And I just don't. It doesn't speak to me. Would I recommend it? Yeah, absolutely. Not a bad film. I just think it's not one that would appeal to absolutely everybody. So give it a watch if you think you might like it. Or if you're looking for a new Christmas film. It's not going to put you in the Christmas spirit that much, in my opinion, which I think is another reason why I'm not that bothered about it. I didn't feel particularly festive while watching it. Don't regret the time I spent watching it, but can't imagine I'd watch it again.